Have you found this to be true? 10 years from now, you'll laugh at whatever's stressing you out today. So why not laugh now? That gem is from Tony Robbins. How about it? Have you found that to be true? I tended to grumble, be upset, frustrated for a good bit of my adult life. It's been a hard habit to break. There were times where I was just stuck in survival mode. Have you ever felt like you're in survival mode? Or know someone who always seems to be in survival mode? Perhaps some humor could help lighten the load. Here are 3 theories about humor. One of the theories is using humor to relieve frustration or tension. The relief theory helps us blow off steam. Ever feel frustrated or angry and someone says something humorous and you crack up or at least feel less frustrated? A great example was from one of my patients. She had had emergency surgery, then had a colostomy. Then her surgical incision opened. Learning to do her own wound care using sterile gloves, cleaning the wound and applying sterile dressings while dealing with that colostomy bag, all of that was very frustrating for her. One day there was a noticeable difference in her appearance. No stress, calm, and at peace. What happened? My son visited me last night and I was telling him how I didn't get the wound care right and I have to start over and over again and I hate that colostomy bag. I went on and on. He really listened to me and then he said, "There's only one problem with the colostomy bag, Mom." "Oh, really? What's that?" "Finding shoes to match the bag." I laughed so hard and it felt so good to laugh that hard. And we were laughing about it, and she actually had a hard time getting through the story because she would start laughing again. That evening, she did get her wound care perfectly and was discharged the next day. Her son finding the humor in the situation gave her the relief she needed to cope with her current circumstances. Have you ever experienced some humor during stressful situations and felt less stressed and more capable of handling the stress? A second theory is humor creates connection. 2 ladies became friends because of laughing too loudly. They arrived at the break room to find an empty coffee pot. One started a new pot, the water reservoir malfunctioned, and the pot was going to overflow. One pulled out the carafe while the other put in the empty carafe, and it happened 2 more times. Laughing more with each carafe change, they looked around for a camera because they were sure they were being punked. Their manager reprimanded them for laughing too loudly, assuming the laughter had disrupted everyone else. They felt connected because they did have a very similar sense of humor, and getting in trouble together, that was just a perk. When you share a humorous situation with another person, do you feel more connected to that person? The last theory about humor is from Aristotle and Plato, using humor to gain superiority. Probably not a good one to utilize when you want to make friends and influence people. One manager would frequently comment during lunch on her employee's stupidity. People at the table would try to defend the person or change the conversation. It was very tiring to hear Ms. Manager complaining daily about the stupid things that were said to her. After a particularly annoying rant, another manager said, "Well, you can't do a battle of wits with an unarmed man." Miss Manager said, "Oh, what does that mean?" Oh, bingo! Once explained, Miss Manager left the table. Miss Manager had far fewer complaints after that. Have you experienced someone using humor as a put-down? Not all situations are humorous, and you might not laugh about them ever. However, when you can find humor, it can lighten your load. With YouTube, there are lots of shorts to add humor to your day. Nate Bargatze and Jeanne Robertson are 2 of my favorites. I'd love to know who you like. I can use more humor in my life too. The relief theory and creating connection with humor just might be what you need to help lighten the load and create closer bonds. I'm so glad you popped in on this channel. I'm Joe Smith, encouraging you to think about things differently and to decide what you really want out of life, who you want to be, cheering you on for the life you deserve to create. Go for it, and don't let anyone or anything stop you.